You are now listening to the Project Kuwait.
To the Project Kuwait.
To the Project Kuwait. Where we stop at nothing to bring you the right facts on health, fitness, and psychology. Featuring some of the world's most experienced professionals. So you can learn, live, and live. With your hosts, Meg, Dr. D, and Mehdi.
Welcome to this interesting episode of the Project Kuwait, and we use explicit language. So if you find male genitalias offensive, then you might want to tune it out a little bit, right, Dr. D?
Well, I mean, I felt that it was weird, but I guess, penis, dick.
It's a normal part of life.
It's a normal part of stuff. And we were talking about it in more of like awareness. So I think you will really benefit from it. I was just surprised at a lot of information. I didn't know that people were doing these weird things. And then we came into conclusion that it happens.
Yeah, and we just came to the conclusion that, self-respect is very important, and having boundaries for males and females and respecting those boundaries is the most important thing. And we also talk about how to raise kids later on in the episode, too. It always bleeds into that, which was pretty cool. That was towards the end of the episode. But it was a pretty good conversation, and I think everyone will enjoy it, and you'll probably be able to get something out of it.
Yes, you will, especially boundaries.
And if you enjoy this episode, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes.
All this and more in today's episode.
In this episode of the project. You like how I just do that? I just jump right on. So I'm going to get Dr. Dinka. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to get Dr. Dinka to either say penis, dick, or schlong on this episode.
It's so awkward.
It is not awkward.
I don't say these words. I say penis, you say dick? That's sounds weird.
Male genitalia?
That's a better thing.
Okay.
Biological.
But people know me on the show as being the
dick.
I have that on recording that you just called me a dick. I hope your students listen to this.
It means something bad.
A dick?
I guess. We don't use these words. I mean, how I was raised.
Really?
Oh my God.
Dick was like Adi when I was growing up. If you were...
I mean, I'm assuming it's Adi, but it's normal, but still.
I don't know.
We don't call
Dr.
these
Dink
names.
is blushing saying it.
I swear.
Oh my God.
By the way, I don't like talking about these kind of stuff.
Does it make you uncomfortable, Dr.
You're
Dink?
very uncomfortable.
Really?
I love the way you pick topics that would make me uncomfortable.
Well, it's funny because Haya and me agreed to teach DJ to say penis. Not tinkle or weenie or anything, but to actually say penis.
That's good.
It's the scientific word for it.
Yeah, and it's a body part.
There's nothing wrong with using the word penis.
Yes. But can you imagine in school if he wants to go to the bathroom or if he says my penis hurt? They'll give him after school detention.
And if they do that, I'm going to go in there and be like, so you're telling me science is wrong? I'm going to be like, so scientifically, what do you call it? I'll get his principal to say penis.
Say a kid's penis is hurting or itching or whatever. What is he supposed to say? I got to go to the bathroom because my wee-wee is hurting?
That's the number one word that I heard growing up is my wee-wee or my wiener or my wanker.
So if you say wee-wee is hurting, they won't give you a detention. But if you say penis, they might give you a detention.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Jeez.
I mean, I know my 5-year-old will say my penis hurts, or I'll hit you in the penis. So we've gotten him to know not to hit guys in the penis because he told the guy the other day, he goes, if you don't do that, I'm going to hit you in the penis. And my cousin walks up. She goes, he just said he's going to hit so-and-so in the penis. Like, DJ, you don't do that, so.
Well,
but he uses the right word.
He is. And of course, if you mess with him, he'll hit you. I mean, what do they normally say? I'm going to hit your crotch? Is that what they say?
You've never... I
never say these words.
No offense, you're a lady, but I'm sure some of the guys, I think none of the guys listening to the show will understand this phrase, a dick tap.
No.
You grow up in high school and there's something called a dick tap or a dick whap.
Like that?
Yeah, you hit them in the nuts, and it's just
and this is supposed to prove your manhood?
Kind of, yeah. Guys are weird. Guys are definitely weird, but...
it depends on how strong the hit is?
No,
makes a difference?
You kind of hit them. It's like a game. You hit them, and you just kind of
move
on,
run.
And then they get you back later on. So,
can you imagine if they do that to your ass? Then
they
that would be
probably
harassment?
do. They probably do these days. But yeah. So all right, back to the topic. So what I was talking to Dr. Dinka about earlier is males who send dick pics or pictures of their genitalia to people.
I mean, are there people really taking pictures of their genitalia?
Thousands.
There are thousands of men sending their private part pictures to the public?
Yep. Researchers polled more than 1,000 men on whether they had ever sent an unsolicited photograph of their genitalia. Okay.
And they said yes?
Yes. Half of them said yes.
Half of them said they do?
Yep. And they were asked to choose from 20 reasons for doing so. So the participants also complimented questionnaires measuring levels of their penis too. So
the reason they're doing it because they want to show the other person
they want to
how it's structured?
Well, I don't know, but it's connected to being extremely narcissistic, which I can
obviously.
see. Yeah.
Now, if a girl takes a picture of her vagina and sends it to the guy, then they're going to think of her as being something bad or a slut.
Probably.
A guy sends a picture of his penis, and suddenly it's all about self-confidence and narcissism.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
Does it even make sense?
No, it really doesn't.
I mean, how many girls, if you would have done a poll on girls, asking them how many of you have taken a picture of your private part and send it to, most of them would deny it, because if they said yes, then they probably would feel bad, even recognizing that they've done something like this, because this is not acceptable behavior.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But a man can take a picture of his penis and just send it out. Hey, look, hey, Habibti.
I know, right? It's like, why would you do that in the beginning? Like, why would you do that?
Because that's like assuming that she only is interested in him because of his size.
But is it the size, or him needed that self-validation because of the narcissism? Now, when I ask some females that I know...
Some of these people brag about their size. The size is not that much.
But here's the funny thing. I asked a bunch of females that I know, okay? And they're anonymous. They're close friends that I kind of grew up with, whatever. And I asked them just generally, like, has anyone ever sent you a picture of their penis via SMS, via WhatsApp, or whatever? And I think it was 9 out of the 10 girls said yes, more than once.
And what do they do?
And apparently it happens a lot on Instagram, Snapchat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
On Instagram?
Yeah. Apparently they send it in their
Snapchat
inboxes.
because it's private, right?
But you can get banned on Instagram. One of them was saying that someone sent some weird stuff to them.
I'm assuming you would, but what's up? Because it's scripted now and no one can read it or something like that, right?
I have no idea.
So in WhatsApp, like, I'm sure that they could do all of that, or even Messenger.
I'm pretty sure.
I think a lot of people think these things are very private when they're not, because I'm assuming what's up here is starting to become, it was private, right?
Yeah.
Because no one can keep a record or whatever. But Instagram, I heard that they are very careful. Or if you send it, let's say, I can report it as inappropriate and then they'll take you off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said Instagram. So whether it's true or not, I know.
And then what do they do with this picture? Like, does she delete it because she's worried someone else is going to see it?
They probably get mortified. Like a normal girl would probably get mortified if someone sent them a picture of their genitalia, like a guy.
I get upset when a guy just talking to me and then, just message normal. And suddenly a picture pops up of him. I don't understand. Why do men think it's okay to just send me a picture of them? I don't need to see a picture. Like if it's a conversation, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's this culture or if it's everywhere. Here, people constantly ask, send me a picture. And then they automatically send you a picture of themselves. Like, I don't need to see a picture of you. I didn't ask for one. And I find it very ridiculous, to be honest. So it always surprises me. So can you imagine if a picture surprises me? I don't know what I would do if I get a picture of a genitalia.
Oh my God. I don't know.
I would block them.
I would pay to see your expression. You'd be like, ah.
Oh my God, I would be. Or I'll block them.
Yeah. That would be the sane thing to do.
I mean, the thing is, even on Instagram, like I get these admirers, whatever. And then like I had this guy, I had to block him from everywhere. I don't even know how he got my WhatsApp. But it's like he constantly started to send me pictures of his six-pack.
Is your number on Instagram, though?
Yes.
Take your number. I took my number. I found out my number was on Instagram.
No, but I have a number
I took it off.
I have a number a lot of my clients have, which is fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the one he had. But the idea is that he was sending me a picture of his six-pack all the time, or like his shirt up and his like almost his underwear down. I blocked him.
You got an admirer, Dr. D.
I know, but it's a crazy admirer. I don't need people like this. I need a normal conversation. I don't need your body parts. No, what bothered me is that, see, it's me. I don't know what other women do, but to me, it's like to send me something like that without me asking for it. I felt like it was violation.
Yeah.
I felt awkward. I was thinking, what the hell? Is there something wrong with this guy? I'm a psychologist. You should never be sending me yourself half naked. And then I was thinking that he's crazy. He has issues with sexuality, maybe. I don't know. So I just like blocked him everywhere. But why would somebody like bombard me with a picture of their six pack? Like I've already seen it once. Why do I need to see it 20 times?
I don't know. You're the psychologist. You tell me now. I'm curious. Like,
I think narcissism.
is it? Well, that's what the research points at. That most of these men had severe cases of narcissistic tendencies. And to me, it's like, look, guys out there, if you're gonna do something, send a woman flowers, not a picture of
Yes.
your genitalia.
What happened to that romance? Even on Instagram now, just send a flower like one of those emojis, right? I don't need your ass.
Emoji.
Emojis. Emoji.
Emoji, not emojo.
Is there another thing for emoji?
The
I wonder
emoji.
what that is. What
There's
that means.
Mojo from Austin Powers. Like that. There's the Mojo, but Mojo, I haven't heard that one before. I don't know. Whoever's listening to this podcast, they're gonna be like, what are these people talking about? Emojis and dick pics? What? So
So I want to know how many of our listeners have they sent picture of their private part, whatever. It could be their genitalias, it could be their ass, it could be their six pack.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done something that stupid.
Yes,
I haven't.
tell me the truth.
I've honestly,
I won't tell.
no,
I
no.
won't tell. Hey,
You won't tell. Hey, she's gonna listen to the podcast. So no, but in all honesty,
how did you ever send anything inappropriate when you met Haya?
Haya?
Yes.
Oh hell no! I respected her
Oh, so what you're saying? These guys that send this, they don't respect the woman. See?
pretty much. Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Men that do that, they definitely don't respect them. Look, I always had a rule of thumb that I try to go by, not to leave. Like, if you're going to do something stupid, try to leave as little evidence as possible. So I wouldn't send a picture of my genitalia and a picture of me smiling afterwards. Like, it's just not going to happen. I just wouldn't be
Happy
that stupid.
ending.
Yeah, like, I just wouldn't be that stupid. And it's like, if you're going to do something like that, then, like, do it discreetly. I've heard so many stories of men here driving in traffic and pulling out their penises or their genitalia.
Are you serious? Doing
Yes,
what?
driving, like to show to women or whatever.
Why
I've
do
heard
they
that
think that
story so
impresses
many times.
women? I mean, what women are impressed by that?
It's the mentality, though.
But you said something. So if I get a picture like that, it means that the guy doesn't respect me, right?
Yep.
Because, like you just said, I respected Taya, which means that I would have never thought of sending her anything inappropriate in fear that she would disrespect me.
Yeah.
So the idea is that these guys that are doing that, they just are out there just to impress the girl with their tools,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And the idea is that so that means when I get pictures like that, he obviously doesn't respect me. So what's the sense? Maybe there are going to be girls that are like not interested in a relationship or interested in being respected. They'll appreciate that kind of a dick
Well,
picture.
actually, fun fact that I was reading the other day after seeing this was I think it was 60% of females actually do
Like
judge their male's genitalia based on size, and
So
I think
this
it
is
was
supposed to.
I think it was 30 or 40%, and I got to reread the study. Like, it was something around there where they said that they would break up with their partner if they were smaller than average. So,
That is so primitive.
but
there are people
they
that
pulled. I mean, granted,
a size doesn't matter because if you don't know what to do with it.
it's true.
I mean, sometimes it matters, but the idea is that there are people like supposedly have a good size and they don't do shit with
I
it.
totally got you speaking out of character this
I know.
episode. We were
This is
talking
like-
about it. We were
This is-
talking about
But
it.
it all brings up feelings of like how this disrespects women.
No, 100%.
And
100%.
this gives a facade on what intimacy is all about. And this is why I get fired up. It's like people really are misunderstanding intimacy. And they're assuming that 60% of the women saying that, that's pretty high number. I'm more upset at my
Yeah.
women friends than
I'm trying. Let me try and
I mean,
bust
that is
open-
like, can you imagine? The idea is that what happened to like, what about if you like the person's personality, you really enjoy being with them, but they don't have the right size?
But remember, too, like, you don't know what the polling process was, if it was a survey, how valid the research
Yeah.
was, if they were doing it on a college campus versus women in different mixed age groups.
Or the older women, we become much more mature and these things are like not that interesting.
I mean, I would be interested to see them poll each age group, like try to poll women in their late teens, women in their 20s, 30s,
And then
40s,
how they would
and
change.
see
right?
how that would change and the perspective would change over time, because I guarantee you it would. And the guys that do this shit, though, I'd guarantee you they probably grow up on the porn culture. You know, they just grew up watching porn because they think that's how they think it's normal.
Or that's how they think women want.
Yeah, no,
it's
exactly.
true. You know, that brings me to another point. Like nowadays, nothing is left for your own imagination. Like when you send a picture of your genitalias and then you send me a picture of your like six pack and I don't know what and your ass next time. I mean, what exactly are you leaving for my imagination?
It's true. That's very true.
Like what happened to the
hold on.
idea? Let me get to know you. Let me discover it myself.
Wait, but let's not just pick on guys here. Women put on butt pics all the time. Women put the pictures of
with
their
clothes
asses.
on, though.
No, they don't.
I don't know.
Oh, like a string bikini? That's normal? No.
It's a bikini.
They get like 20,000 followers on Instagram. If you want to boost up your Instagram, just post butt pics. No, I'm serious. Like,
Yeah, but it's still not your vagina. Women don't do that as much as men. Men, it's because it's a symbol of their manhood. So they think they can share it with anyone and everyone.
Yeah,
For us, we were brought up that this is your private part. No one is supposed to see it.
women can still sexualize themselves through the male gaze, which is by putting on pictures of like wearing a bikini with like just barely their nipples covered, or like them wearing a thong at the beach. You know, that shit still
Right, because we are raised in a culture where it says if you don't have these things, you're not going to be in a relationship. No one's going to like you. So if you don't send a picture of a butt and a breast, he's going to go get it from somebody else, and then you will be left out. So the idea is that I don't know how many of these women really want to. I mean, again, narcissism doesn't just exist in men. So I'm sure the poll would be the same thing. How many women have done this? I'm sure it would be close to half of them.
I've never heard of women sending like vajayjay pics.
Yeah, exactly.
Or vulva pics.
But that's because...
what's the vagina pics?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we send pictures of vagina, but they probably send pictures of their butt and their breast.
Yep.
Because we think these are two parts that's okay. And most of the men are into these two parts anyway.
And most of that is not okay.
And most of that is not okay.
And if there are any younger women, don't do that. Never send pictures.
Because there's a message saying that there's a pressure, especially young girls. Like if a guy really likes you and you don't have really good confidence and he says, send a picture of yourself, send me a picture of your whatever. And she is so naive. She really likes the guy. And she thinks if she doesn't send him a picture, he'll leave her.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand he's going to get the picture. And he's going to leave her anyways because he was just fantasizing and he's a pervert. And ultimately, this is not the relationship you want. But these young girls are constantly bombarded by this demand that if you want a guy to like you, you got to send him a picture. Send him this, send him that. I mean, in this culture, I'm so surprised all the time. I get these questions. I hear like even my clients, like young clients, oh, she met this guy and he told her to send her a picture. And I'm like, you send it?
Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm like, how do you know he's not going to have it, use it? I mean, you don't know these are like perverts.
Thing,
That's very scary to me.
Someone posted it online the other day that this lady set up an account as a child, as like an 11 or a 13-year-old girl. And it only took, I think, I don't know, like 10 days or 15 days for them to get predators going after them. And it's like, that shit's scary. Like going online and putting stuff out there on the internet is getting to be freakier and freakier these days because like anyone can do anything with that.
I know, and I think that people are not really understanding that there is no privacy. I mean, a lot of times, you know, you'll say, like, for example, this client said to me, she had sent a picture to this guy she just met. And I'm thinking, no, not picture of her naked or anything, but like just a picture of her without her cover.
Yeah.
And I said, why would you do that? And she's like, oh, don't worry, Doc. It's, you know, it's all private. This is like a private message. I said, I understand you're saying it's a private message. Supposedly, this is my account. Nobody's going to hack into it. But it's the internet anyways.
100%.
And then I said, you don't want to be able to be that vulnerable that someone has a picture of you, even though it's just a picture of you normal. But can you imagine? And I'm sure even if this girl has sent other pictures that are not normal, she's not going to tell me, or maybe not. But the idea is that people are putting themselves at this risk because they're just, what do you think? They're bored? Or they just want something that will excite them maybe? Or is it because they're really a narcissist and they want to just prove their manhood? It's so dangerous.
No, 100%.
I mean, I definitely feel like it's disgusting. I would never talk to a guy. I mean, to me, it is a disrespect. You send me anything about your body, and that doesn't show me that you're really attracted to me, and I would delete and block. But again, I'm much older than a lot of these people out there. And I feel bad if a girl, like this girl's like, no, but if I don't send him this mess, if I don't send him, he was constantly bombarding me. Send a picture of yourself. Show me some of
So that's
your
someone you
hair.
don't talk to. You
But
don't
she's
talk to
21,
someone.
22.
But even if you're that age, you don't talk to someone like that because obviously they're in it for the wrong reasons.
I know, but
If
she's
they-
22. She wants to be loved. She's overweight. She hardly can get somebody to like her, and suddenly somebody's
Then
talking
sorry,
to her.
you're an idiot. I'm sorry, you're an idiot. If you put yourself out there and you get manipulated to that extent, like, I mean,
That's
come
scary
on.
to me that you can be so vulnerable that because you want to be liked or loved. I mean, so can you imagine? She's just telling me about a normal picture.
It's-
What are these girls doing out there? They are young. They are dying to have a boyfriend or someone to love them. What are they doing in order for them to hook the guy? And these guys, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They do bombard you and they constantly, you can tell from a girl if she's confident or not. So if she's saying, no, maybe I'm scared, then they harass her and constantly send me a picture, send me a picture. If you want me to call you, send me a picture. If you want me to talk to you. So they intimidate and they bullying these girls to send them a picture. And then, you send one normal one and then a little later they tell you, oh, just take a picture of one breast and then your breast and then maybe your stomach. And then it gradually increases where you're just, I had a guy the other day who was saying that on Snapchat, maybe. They're like, and I was so surprised. I don't know any of this stuff.
Do you know women get paid on Snapchat with their private accounts to it's basically like porn sites.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
what-
basically turned into porn where you pay women so that they could I don't know, you do whatever, I
Yes,
guess.
actually, this guy was saying the same thing.
And they're trying to figure out a way in the States of how to tax it. That's
Are you
how big it's
serious?
got. Yeah, that's how big it's got. I was reading an article on it.
But it's a private account; no one can see it, right?
yeah,
So you can
but
actually have
when
a
you have
sexual chat with this person.
something like that, I have no idea. I have no clue what Snapchat is. I've never
I
used
don't have
it.
a Snapchat either. So
but-
this guy was like, I'm like, Snapchat? Because I don't know any. That's why I said, I don't really know how
I think the
Snapchat
project.
works.
I think we need to get on there. Project
And then
should
he's
get on
like,
Snapchat.
no, doc, I love the way my clients always want to educate me. No, doc, you can actually have sex on Snapchat. I'm like, I don't understand. Are you saying, he's saying that
Oh, they sext. Sexting
yeah,
or whatever.
well, whatever. And I'm like, I don't understand. He's like, no, I don't want to tell you all the detail. I'm embarrassed, but she's pretty much naked. I said, on Snapchat? What is wrong with people?
Do they do live? Can you do live on Snapchat?
That's what he's saying.
Oh,
It's
wow.
live.
But back to the article I read, they're trying to tax women in the States. And the theory is they're making this money online and they're not being taxed. So they're trying to figure out a way so that they can tax the system.
Oh my God. Instead of trying to find a way to stop it, they want to tax?
But what? Well, let's be,
I guess if you're
the
over
sexual,
18
the sexual
in the
trade is one of the
It's the
oldest
oldest
professions.
fa-
It's the oldest profession,
Yeah,
and
but back days, they were like, it's the oldest profession, but it happened in privacy. You go to her house, she goes to your house, whatever.
Sayonara 1961, hello 2020.
What
This
is wrong?
generation,
But this generation, it's all about imagination. In a way, it's really expanding your imagination. You know how to use it. You create scenarios, just like if you're watching a porn, on TV. But I understand. But the other thing is that what is wrong with women? It seems like people do not have that shield of shame anymore. Like back in the days, to think about me taking a picture of my private part, it's like even talking about it, I'm cringing. Like we were taught at home and at school. It's a no-no. You don't do this. This is private. This is only yours. No one's supposed to touch. They drove us crazy just telling us how our virginity and vagina and
Yeah, but
breast and
doesn't
all
that-
of these things are important.
doesn't that drive people more if you shame it? Like I know with DJ, we don't shame him with his penis or
Yeah,
we
but
do,
you probably tell them no one can touch it.
yeah, we tell him no one
That's
can
what
touch
this-
it. We always
it's-
no. We tell him no one can touch it, but we don't shame him like,
Well, I mean, I don't mean
Abe or this.
No,
you
I don't
know,
mean
like,
shaming. I meant like in my mind, they had built this scenario that this is something yours and it's not to be public.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, it's like there was a shield. There was a
Well, that's kind of like
layer.
what we told DJ. We said, look, you either play with it in your room or the bathroom. That's it.
That's it. And no one else is supposed to be playing with it.
Yeah, no one else is supposed to be playing with it, especially like we give them that rundown of don't let adults touch you here. Don't let them do this.
Don't take a picture of it, even if the adult told you.
And like, he's 5 and we keep him pretty close anyways. So, we try and keep him out of that. And hopefully he'll be smart enough not to fall into these traps later on. But we don't body shame him. And I think that's a big part of it too, is body shaming.
Well, maybe, I mean, I don't know, but maybe because people have been body shamed so much that now they are gone to the extreme where I'm free, it's my body, I can do whatever I want.
But think about TV. Hold on. Let's go back to 1970, right? The most you would really see on HBO was a kiss and whatever. Then let's go into 1980.
And we used to close our eyes. I mean, you're not my generation.
You used to close your eyes. I never closed my eyes.
No, because it's like my mom and dad are in the room. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to close my eyes. And sometimes, I was always thinking, why wasn't I conniving? Close one eye and leave the other one open.
You never did that? I did that all the time. My dad screamed at me.
By the rules.
My dad threw a box of Kleenex at my head because we were watching Conan and there was a naked lady on TV. He's like, come on, close your eyes. And I'm like, dude, I'm 13, man. I've seen worse,
At 13?
Yeah.
You had already seen a naked body?
Yes.
And internet wasn't even that strong back then.
No, we had Playboy. We had hardcover magazines.
God.
One of the guys, someone in class would get one or whatever, and guys would share it. That's part of growing up.
Oh my God, how can I shield my kids?
You can never shield your kids, especially now. In this day and age, it's virtually impossible, especially if they have an iPad, a computer, whatever it is. And
where can I move?
They're always going to be smarter than us, too. They'll always know how to hide it.
I know.
There are games that are set up it's like a game where you can go in there and it keeps everything hidden that you do online. That's what I heard.
Scare me.
Yeah.
I don't want my son to be sending his genitalia to anyone. Oh my God.
Well, hopefully
What can I do to protect myself?
Teach him not to. Tell him that it's not something.
I mean, now if I said that, Larson is so smart. He's going to say, Mom, what are you talking about? That's disgusting. Because in front of you, they'll say these things. I mean, of course, he's just almost 15. But the idea is that even is he thinking it or someone else? Look, I know one of people I knew, it's their son. I don't know what happened. Their son took a picture of his genitalias and sent it across the school. What the hell was he thinking? Of course, he got kicked out. I don't know if it has something to do with that they have bipolar or the ADHD or somehow, somewhere, they test the limits. And of course, these parents are like, what the hell? They would have never known that. Until you're shocked. I don't want to be one of those moms. One day, they're going to call me, well, your son did this. And here it is. I'm sure these people were educating their kids and they know not to do that.
That's true. I had a friend. Look, God knows, I had a friend whose parents, he had 2 sisters. They were the nicest girls you'd ever meet. Very straight, very attentive to their schoolwork, everything. And this is one of my friends from the States. And he got into so much trouble. I mean, this guy used to do shit that I wouldn't even think of. And I mean, granted, people would be like, oh, why'd you hang out with him? I hung out with him because, we got along. We were friends. Just because he was doing it didn't mean I was doing stupid crap he was doing.
Right.
And he would do drive down the street and throw a beer bottle at a car and shatter their window, a parked car. He used to do that on a daily basis. And that was just stupid. Until eventually he got caught, which is what usually happens. And he just, I don't know. I think he had ADHD though. He was diagnosed with ADHD.
We have conduct disorder.
But now he's one of the most successful friends that I have. He's built a company out of nothing. Mm-hmm. He owns 3 houses, and now he's planning on buying an apartment in the middle of the city. So whatever he did as a kid and whatever was going on in that mind of his, somehow he managed to fix it all and normalize himself.
Or maybe because he learned from those. I mean, sometimes you get these kids. Or sometimes they're going through, because they just want to test limit to see how much they can. But also we know that ADHD, conduct disorder, there are kids that test limits, test authority. This is where you have teenagers that put things on fire. They're disruptive. They don't listen to authority and ultimately end up being sociopath.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I lit a forest fire. I was 7. I just wanted to see what happened. I wasn't.
I mean, you have to have other symptoms for you to
we were playing with
to
matches.
be recognized as a but conduct disorder. very, I mean, ADHD have a big risk of being conduct disorder because they are impulsive, they get bored easily, they like to test limits, and then they don't like authority. So the idea is that if you have that, and sometimes no, like you said, maybe your friend was just testing limits and then he realized the damage he has created, maybe he disappointed his parents.
But honestly, now that I think about it, I think it was just attention. He
Yeah,
wanted to.
could
He
be.
wanted to. He wanted everybody to laugh. He wanted to be the funniest guy in the room.
Right.
So it was probably just attention. I mean, we were all hanging out one night, and then he just comes dancing in front of the window, butt naked, and there's like 30 of us in the room. No one knew what to make of it, and it's like,
That's
but
impulsive.
that was just him. But I mean, I love the guy to death. Wicked. For me, he did so much as we grew up. Like, that was separate from this. And it was funny because he would get banned from a party and we'd all get banned because we were his
jeez.
closest friends. But it was like, I didn't really care because I didn't do that shit. I just kind of hung out with him. So,
Well, I mean, obviously development.
and the worst
You know.
stuff that he did, I wasn't with him.
Oh, that's
Because
good.
me and a couple other friends, we'd let him test the limits, but we'd stop him at a certain level. And then he would just do worse shit when he was with his other friends.
Right. I mean, and like I said, maybe it's attention. Maybe at that time he can get away with things. Sometimes kids that grow up without any guidelines, there's no rules. Like it always surprises me, some of these families, like, they don't have any rules. Sometimes kids can sleep at 9, sometimes they can sleep at 12. They're unpredictable.
Yeah, but
there are parents that are also that want to be loved by their kids. So
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to implement any strict guidelines.
But
So
what
if
about
you
the
grew
kids-
up in a family
what
where you
about the
feel
kids
confused.
that govern their own rules? I mean, it just goes to show you everyone is
So
different.
if you have your own rules as a kid, it means that there's chaos in that house.
Not really. I've known kids that they had never had.
That's terrible.
They never had a curfew,
Kids need this.
but they
they
were.
need to. How do you
But
feel
hold on,
safe?
they were always home by 8, in bed by 9.
Which means that they know there is guidelines.
No, their parents never gave them a curfew. When I used to ask my buddy, I'd be like, "Hey, Mike, what time do you have to be
They
home?"
must have
He'd
a
be like,
curfew.
"Dude, I could go home whenever." No, he never. He would go home at 12, 1 o'clock when he wanted to. But on
I
weekdays,
think that's really bad.
and then he graduated magna cum laude.
No, but now there's clear guidelines that is not
His
talked
sister,
about.
his brother,
Yeah.
all of the siblings, like all that whole family, all graduated like in really high regard. They never had any curfew. They didn't have like you have to go to church, you have to do this.
But I think sometimes, like, there are unspoken rules everyone knows, or there are also kids that grow up in families that maybe they're not that strict, but they want to respect the rules of the family anyways, or they don't want to upset their parents, for example. Sometimes they have other mentors in their life that are not their parents. But I feel like in the majority, kids really need some sort of a guideline. Like, I can't be a mom that is like, doesn't have any rules and there's like fauda or chaos in their house. Oh, yeah, you could do this. Because I feel the kids feel safe when they can see you in charge. You don't have to be abusive or controlling, but what you do need when they see me, they know that I will solve the problem, that I am here, there's safety, that whatever it is that they're going through, I can take care of it because I've been consistent with my behavior. And so even if I don't have a curfew.
That's the key you said right there. I've been consistent with my behavior. You've led by example.
Yeah.
When you're a parent and you actually lead by example, in my personal opinion, some of the best parents that I've met were the parents that led by example. Their kids, monkey see, monkey do.
Of course.
So if these kids saw their parents at home at 8, going to bed by 9, obviously they're going to mimic the same behaviors later on.
No, it's true. And I think the idea is that it's the same thing like parents like tell their kids don't smoke and then they're like puffing a cigarette in front of them.
Yeah.
Like you don't do these things. And even if you do smoke, and I know that some parents like, why should I change my lifestyle? Because a kid, he needs to understand that I didn't even smoke when I was his age, which is fine. But try to do most of the stuff away from the house, not in front of your kid.
Kids are not stupid.
See,
though.
kids
are not
do not
stupid.
need to grow up in a hypocrisy. I mean, we already live in a Hippocratic world. And I think that in the house, I want to be able to limit any hypocrisy that I could do. So if I'm going to say, no, I don't lie, I don't lie.
Yeah.
I don't sit on the phone lying to my friend on the phone while my daughter's in the back seat where she can see I'm lying. But then I just gave her a lecture. But it's all this inconsistency that kind of confuses people. So when it comes to like your dick pics. I think that this is like so confusing. People are starting to be confused
I
about
got you say dick
dick
pics like a million times. I got you say
Oh,
penis,
jeez.
dick. You said you weren't going to say any of these
I know,
before we
I
started
know
this
we
episode.
did, but I mean, like, I don't know. I still feel like people need to start having some sort of personal privacy, man.
Yeah,
What
no,
the
I agree. No,
hell?
I agree with you. I mean, I think there needs to be a personal privacy for some people to understand that there are boundaries.
Yes,
And
that's it. I feel like people don't have boundaries anymore.
they don't. And guys.
And maybe social media made all that, made us lose boundaries.
Well, I
you
mean,
think?
come on. When you go on social media, like, look, I've posted pictures of me not wearing a shirt, doing the mirror shot, and I took it down like a month later because I was like, I don't need that
That's
shit.
not you.
It's not me, exactly. Like, you
Like
know.
me too. Like I can't do selfies. I hate them. Like people are like, why can't you do selfie? I even hate when I'm asked to do a story and I'm holding my phone. I don't know who created this like genius idea. I can't stand it. So it
Yeah.
all has to do, but a narcissist person, I mean, it amazes me how many of these Instagram accounts you go and 60, 70, or even 80% of the pictures are all of themselves taking pictures of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, and then most of the time, because we know narcissists are like inflated sense of self, so they don't really have good confidence, but it just shows to people they are. I mean, is it true that we have that many people in love with themselves? Like for me, I go to a restaurant, I find it very odd to take a picture of myself. I'll take a picture of the food if I find it. To me, I don't know. But now it's like everyone is just doing selfie. So for you, if it's easy for you to take a picture of you anywhere, anytime, your genitalia is not going to make a difference.
I look like I'm thinking about something, but it's not my genitalia. I was thinking, do I
What
take
are
a lot of
thinking?
selfie pictures? No, I take workout pictures. Like I'll post my workout videos.
Yeah.
Just because like usually when I post, like if I do a movement shitty, I'll get one of my buddies to reply and be like, dude, that was horrible. You need to fix A, B, and C, which is good because sometimes I don't analyze myself. But overall, I don't think I post like selfies. Like the elevator ones. I don't get the elevator selfie.
I don't
where
understand how
people-
they do it.
I don't either. Like I think they just point the camera at the mirror while they're holding the phone. I don't understand the point. I don't want to see you on your way to work in the morning. Like I don't care.
Why do I care?
Yeah.
Like I have so many other things I can be thinking about. Why do I care if you're in the elevator, if you're in the damn car?
Wait, I did a live in the car the other day because I
But
was
li-
bored.
but
I was stuck in traffic.
Yeah,
at
but
the
you're doing
border.
a live conversation. Like, can you imagine if you like
I was
you
telling people how to
every morning you
podcast.
send a picture of yourself going to work? Like, okay, bravo. I mean, since when going to work is supposed to be something I'm supposed to reward you for?
No, the best is when they send a picture of them at the gym, like in front of the mirror before they even work out. It's like, I'm going to work out. Yeah, no shit, dude. You know, like, why don't you send the picture of when you're like tired, dead, and sweaty?
But who
after
says
the
that they're really
workout?
doing it? I was doing a show on living a lie, right? And it's like, so I was like looking up
Yeah,
all
you're
these
doing
things.
a lot of shows these days.
I
The
know, I
phobia,
am,
the living
phobia.
lie.
So I did this living lie.
Can
So I was like
wait,
looking at it.
Can I joke around with you?
Yeah.
Are you sensitive?
No, I'm not sensitive.
You're not sensitive?
No, not
I'm
today.
Dr. D's typing on a computer. Oh, hi. I love that. I love it. I
And
love
then
it.
you're saying that it doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't. No, the OCD one. The
OCD
one.
didn't sound like me. It does. I am OCD. I mean, I'm not that
No,
OCD.
you're not that OCD.
No, I'm not medical OCD.
Yeah.
But I love things that are
You
organized.
gotta let me write your scripts. All right. You gotta.
Why can't I
you gotta
write?
let
Do you
me-
know how my
you
scripts
gotta let
are
me
written?
write
No,
and
no, no. You
produce.
want to know how my
But
scripts are written?
I'm too expensive.
La. Do you know how my scripts are written? They're not. I create my own script.
No, you gotta.
They come
yeah.
to me. This is how funny it is. Today I was telling my friend, thank God that I am good at what I do and I know my stuff. If it was someone else, he would not even do these shows because they would want them to be prepared a week in advance, right? You would think I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Do you know when I got today? I told you I was recording all day. Do you know when I got the list? Yesterday.
Hola.
Of 5 topics. Thank God I know my stuff and I can just talk about them. And a lot of time I stay away from disorders because I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes people can misunderstand. So this OCD, they picked it, but I'm trying to do more on life skills. I don't want this disorder because there's so many other people talking about disorder. But still, then he comes to me and is like, and most of the people have still the same
Well,
stigma.
I got a better show for you. But you'd have to pay me like 3,000 KD to give it.
I'm not
give it to
giving.
you.
I'm not
Or
doing.
KTV.
They will never pay you.
No, I know they won't.
KTV too.
Look, I'm
Their
telling you.
budget. They're cheap.
I can imagine. But I'm telling you, if
But the thing is, like, demonstrate OCD, and you're doing it at a library. What can you do? So of course you organize certain things.
no, yeah,
You know,
you
And so
improvise really
you
well.
improvise, and it's just in the moment. Okay, can you do OCD? I'm thinking, okay, I have a table, I have a chair. What can I do? Okay, I'll do this. Can you demonstrate phobia? Oh yeah, I jump. I don't like cockroaches. I mean, I did exactly. You know why? Because 2 days before that, I saw a cockroach and I
You did
jumped.
exactly what you did. Oh my god, that's awesome.
It was
Are
like,
you really afraid of cockroaches?
oh, I hate them.
I honestly, I used to be scared of cockroaches, but now I'm like, whatever.
No, they're disgusting.
Do you know I've taught my son, like, if DJ sees a beetle, he'll pet it.
How do you pet a beetle?
You just touch the shell. Like, he's not afraid of it, which
That's-
I'm happy about. Because his cousin sees a beetle and she like, it's a bug, it's gross, it's whatever.
Or because it can bite you, right? I mean,
don't-
it can sting
It's
you. What
only
are you
going
gonna
to bite you if you, like, pick it up and you're playing with it and you're, like, manhandling it. But in general, a beetle's not
But then
gonna
what do you
hurt
do with a cockroach? You're not going to tell him to pet
But
it.
what am I going to do? Teach my son to stomp on every living thing he sees?
Oh, what am I
How?
going to do with a cockroach then?
Like, hold on. He had
I
a
mean, what is the benefit of? I just want to know, why are cockroaches in existence?
There's probably a benefit. I got to look it up, but I guarantee you there's definitely a benefit.
Oh my God,
There's
it's disgusting.
There's a reason for everything.
No, because I remember when I was small, I said that I don't really know, but sometimes I think this might have been an effect, even though I wasn't really. I remember I was small and I went to the kitchen and I saw there was a flying cockroach.
Those are weird. Those are scary.
They were huge. And
Have-
I started screaming.
Have you ever seen a white one?
No, I don't want to see
I've
anything.
seen white ones.
At least white ones, it might be more peaceful. This was dark and it flew. Like, nowadays, at least you can get them on the floor, but this was a flying cockroach. And I freaked out. Maybe I was 5 or 6. And then I'm calling my dad. I'm calling my mom. No one can hear me. I'm in the kitchen stuck and this thing is flying.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do until my dad came. And I don't even know how he killed it, because if it's flying, how do you kill it? And then my dad's giving me a lecture. You're worried about this thing? It just flies. Like, instead of saying, sorry, how are you feeling? Like nowadays, we hug our kid. We, طبطب عليهم. How are you? It's okay, حبيبتي. Nothing will happen. For me, you're crying about this?
Yeah.
What is this going to do for you? Nothing.
Yeah,
Yalla, go.
That's a different mentality. That was
So
a good
I've been
mentality.
stuck since then.
I think we need that mentality back, though.
I think we
kids-
need some of,
I think kids
or they're too
are too
spoiled.
soft. They're too soft.
Too
I mean,
spoiled.
hey,
Every time they cry, I have to give them a hug. Why?
well, yeah.
Kick them in the ass and let them
Yeah.
just grow up.
You sound like me, which is bad. Because
Which is bad. I'm a
have that mentality.
psychologist.
I have that mentality, like with DJ. I'm like, come on, dude. And Hayes like, Maddie, and I'm like, all right, dude, cry. You done? All right, let's go. Let's get a move on. Bad shit happens. Let's get over it. Yeah, I don't say bad
See,
shit.
to me, I feel like I'm like you. Even though I'm a psychologist, I'm not saying abuse. I'm just saying that we have to be a little bit more tougher and we have to hold our kids accountable, especially when they get older. I mean, yours is small, but for example, is like, I mean, obviously the way my dad did it wasn't nice, but he should at least said to me, okay, don't worry, things will be fine. And then let it go to that. Sometimes I think back in the days, they were too dry and cold and they didn't know how to express
Yeah.
emotions. But now we're expressing too many emotions. And I think we need to get back a little bit.
It's the
But
wussification
I
of the
still
world.
think that kids need to be held accountable. Not enough kids are being held accountable for their behavior. Like, for example, when they do something wrong or they don't do their homework or they're not doing good grades. No, I will take their phone. I will take TikTok, right? Because now everyone thinks that they're going to be famous on this damn TikTok that I don't understand. I
Hey,
do
TikTok is awesome. Don't diss TikTok. I'm enjoying that shit. You
I
know
know.
you can do something. Like, I did Jingle Bells with Haya.
Whatever.
Like, you gave
But
me the
I
song, I
just
sang it.
took
It was
Larson
awesome.
off of it because he's distracted and he's not doing what he's supposed to. He's too busy trying to see how many people have seen his TikTok.
Oh, he's getting sucked into that trap.
No, so we don't need that. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're not going to be famous with this. No, Mom, there are a lot of people that become famous to TikTok. Even if you are famous, you still got to finish high school. Did you not get this? I don't care about your fame. But these kids are like, so we need to hold them accountable that this is a responsibility. What are you going to do when you've got all these viewers? And do you know what the other problem is that? Because he had 5,000 views, let's say. Now the competition, Mom, I got to continue doing it so I can continue my views.
Oh wow.
No, so then it becomes an addiction. No, I'm not worried about how many people seen you. As long as I see you, the teacher sees you, you've done your homework, that's the only thing.
And you're not sending any pictures of your genitalia. That's the most important thing.
So now we got to teach our kids one more thing. Don't send. I mean, it was bad enough to say no one should touch your private
You
part.
never knew that was a thing? Really? You didn't know?
No,
like,
I mean,
dick pics was
of
a
course,
thing?
but I never thought that there was people were like that many people doing it.
I can't believe we just devoted an hour of our lives talking
I
about
swear I
dick
didn't
pics.
know that many people. I mean, where's the this is
She's
my
mortified.
stuff.
Dr. D is absolute. If anyone could see her
And
reaction
now
right
you're
now.
saying in the car, wallah. Every time I drive now, I'm going to see who has it out.
Honestly, like you would
This
be
is
shocked at
crazy
the
and
amount
unhealthy.
of stories I've heard of girls saying guys would just whip it out in the middle of traffic and show it to them while they were at a light.
What
Like,
the hell? How do you show it? Do you stand up?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never done this shit.
Well, Mehdi, start asking your friends. How do they do this?
My friends don't do
I've
this
never had
shit.
anyone flash me, but this is like a flasher.
Yes, then like I've
Yes.
gone streaking before when I was 6.
Now, back
Like
in the days,
I streaked through the streets when I was 6 years old.
or
so.
for, in my generation, there were like these people with the coat, right? They would be
Oh,
naked and
yeah,
they flash
yeah,
you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a new way of flashing.
I think it's an old way of flashing, but just something that.
No, but now you don't need a coat. You just take a picture and flash everyone else.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
But most of the people, in my time, when people did this, we thought they were crazy, and they were. Oftentimes, they had some sort of a mental illness, or they were sex crazed,
Or just weird.
or just weird. So I guess we could say the same thing about these people.
Speaking of a weird story, I knew this girl once, right? And she had called me hysterically crying.
Mm.
And I was like, what's wrong? What happened? She goes, I walked in and I saw my boyfriend dressed as a woman.
Wow.
She had no clue what to do. And she was like, Maddie, I don't know what to do. What do I do? What do I do? I was like, fucking run. 'Cause I was 21 years old.
I was 21.
I was
But
21.
maybe you just wanted to try him out.
I
try men's clothes.
But I said, no, he was like full blown cross dresser, everything. Nothing wrong with it.
I mean, did he turn out to be a cross-dresser?
I think so. No,
but
I
he
think
didn't take a picture of his genitalia? It's
No,
fine.
but I mean, like, it was just, it was a story. Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't take a picture of his genitalias.
Sure, he probably took pictures of other things. I don't know, dude. Kid was cross-dressing at 18. I'd hate to see where he is now. I mean,
You don't know this girl anymore?
No.
I hate when you share these stories and then there's no ending.
Well, the ending was they stayed together, so I
Did
didn't
they
know.
stay
Yeah,
together?
they did. Yeah.
But see how much fun
And I asked her, I
she
was
can
like,
have a man and a woman.
that's just weird, Doctor. That's just weird.
Why?
On that note, everybody, I'm going to end this show.
Do not share a picture of your genitalias, people, please.
Male and female.
And
Respect your body.
especially women, we're much more vulnerable to this stuff.
Yep.
If a guy sends you a picture of his penis,
Report him.
please report him, delete him, block him, because that means he's not respecting you. It's the same thing if a guy gets a picture of a woman's vagina, he's going to think she's easy. He's going to think that she is bad girl, slut, I don't know what, and he's not going to respect you. Believe me, this is not the way to start a relationship.
Yep.
I would never start a relationship with a guy that he's given me 90% of his body parts on pictures. Leave some for imagination, man.
Yep. On that note, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. You can also find us on Instagram at The Project Kuwait. Thank you, and join us next time.